Hello again and welcome to another edition of our RetireWise podcast. I'm David Koster with Retirement Living Associates. RetireWise is a podcast that's a partnership between Retirement Living Associates and Retirement Resource Guide. I'm pleased to be joined today by Dr. Elise Eifert. Very nice to have you here. We're on the campus of UNC Greensboro in the Alumni Center in a beautiful space that we're able to talk to today. You wear a couple hats here on campus. First, you're, I believe, the coordinator of the Graduate Program within the Gerontology Department.
That's correct.
And then secondly, you also, I guess, coordinate the Emeritus Society, which is a program that puts on academic classes for seniors on a wide variety of topics.
Yeah. I'll make one correction.
Yeah, please.
It's not just for seniors.
All
Actually,
right.
Anybody is welcome for Emeritus Society.
Okay.
There's no age restrictions.
I like to be considered emeritus, so I might have to join. It's very interesting. So how many people participate in the Emeritus Society?
We actually have about a 3,000 mailing list.
Wow.
So lots of people are interested in the program, but classes range from 12 people to 100 people. It really just depends on the topic, the instructor, location, time.
So a typical class would be how many sessions, or is it a single, or is it multiple weeks of?
All of the above.
All of the above.
It ranges. So we do offer single lectures, but most of our courses are between 3 and 8 sessions. It depends on kind of the topic of the content, or the content of the topic. If there's a lot of content, then it's obviously going to be a bigger class.
Sure. And folks coming mainly from the Greensboro area, or some folks driving in from outside?
We actually do get quite a few people from outside of Greensboro. I know somebody that comes all the way from Charlotte.
Wow. Wow. And I think I read something that's talked about the ability of those over 65 to audit classes or something. Is that a statewide program or just something here at UNCG?
Yes, it's a statewide program. That's the other lifelong learning opportunity that UNCG can offer. The Senior Citizen Audit Program allows anybody over the age of 65 that's a North Carolina resident to audit courses for free.
Right.
Now, these are going to be full 15-week courses on campus. You can negotiate with the instructor if you want to do exams or readings or things like that. But most people who take advantage of that program actually just listen to the lectures.
It's non-credit.
Non-credit hours.
Subjects that might be of interest to them.
Absolutely.
I was sharing on the way here today that my brother-in-law participates in a similar program in Georgia, but they actually allow credit. And so he's gotten another full undergraduate degree.
That's great.
a result. He was a PhD already, but he decided to get a degree in Native American Studies because he's so interested in that. But it's great that there's the opportunity to continue to pursue those intellectual passions. But I noticed just looking at the topics, I guess this is for the fall, this list here.
Yes.
These are the upcoming classes?
Yes.
Well, the one obviously that jumped out at me because of my age was the rock music of the 1970s. So I'm guessing that a lot of the topics are suggested by the people that are participating, and then a professor or someone on campus says, "Oh, I'd like to do that." Is that how it works?
Yes.
That's how the instructors sort of volunteer?
For the most part. Every once in a while we have instructors who choose the topic. Now, Dr. Carter, who is our music professor, he actually usually polls his class from the session before.
Okay.
And then they tell him what topic that he's supposed to do the next session. So yeah, it's definitely learner-led.
Well,
we do our best.
I also noticed on your email signature a quote from a rock musician. It was connecting the dots. There's a quote by David Bowie, which I thought was very interesting. But there's a lot of classes. Obviously, you've got a lot of people that are interested. How many people would be in a typical class?
It just depends. I mean, based on what you were just saying, talking about topics that you're really interested in, I think there are some topics that are much more attractive to people, and so those will get 100 people easily. But other topics, maybe they're a little more unusual or not as interesting, kind of a subsection of a topic. Those can be a little bit smaller, maybe 20 people.
So some of these might be in an auditorium because they're so large.
They are. We have a really great host site. We're actually probably moving in the near future. But we hold some classes on campus too. And if they're on campus, they have beautiful classrooms and settings to host classes. Okay.
Well, that's wonderful. What else do we need to know about the Emeritus Society that I haven't asked about or that you want to promote?
Yeah. I would like to just say that Emeritus Society is a welcoming learning community. We really love that people are passionate about intellectual stimulation. They're looking for social connection, and we are so thrilled that we can provide that to the community. If anybody's interested in Emeritus Society, they can get on our website. It's at spartanstrategiesinc.org. We have a mailing list, we have an e-listserv, but they can go right to that website and sign up for classes.
That's great. That's great. I think it's a wonderful opportunity in a community to get people of similar interest, mostly perhaps similar ages, but together. And I assume you have probably groups of friends that come or come together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Emeritus Society has been around for almost 20 years, and we've had people that have been with Emeritus from the beginning.
Wow.
And those people often have circles of friends that they've met through Emeritus Society, and they, as a group, will sign up for a class together, and they'll have lunch afterwards, or they'll grab coffee beforehand. So, yeah, definitely friendships are made out of Emeritus Society.
It sounds like a lot of fun. It really does.
Yeah, no exams, no homework,
the
no
best
reading.
part of college.
Exactly.
The best part of college. Well, we work in the retirement community industry, and so a lot of our residents, folks that we see every day, participate in these types of programs and always rave about the experience. And they oftentimes refer to life in a retirement community is going back to college and living in the dorm and hanging out with their friends and all the fun stuff without the exams.
Right.
So this is just formalizing that almost like college experience for them. I would like to shift just a second and talk about your other hat for just a second.
Sure.
As the coordinator of the graduate program at UNC-G for gerontology. So these are folks that are coming to get a master's degree, no PhD in this program, but
PhD,
a master's
not yet.
program. And it's a master's in what with a focus in gerontology?
It's a Master's of Science in Gerontology.
Master of Science in Gerontology. So for those that are listening that don't understand exactly what gerontology means, how would you define it for our audience?
Simple. Gerontology is the science of aging.
Just the science of aging, how we as people move through that process and everything that impacts us and how we impact everything else.
We have to keep in mind that we're starting to age the day we're born. So gerontology has very much a life course perspective, and we're looking at everything that impacts us throughout our life to improve our quality of life.
Right. Obviously, I would guess with the demographic wave that I'm part of, that is the older folks in the aging process. There's a need for people with more understanding in this process, we'll call it. How would you say, is there an increase in interest, or is that still something we need to promote among folks that are in college and looking for a career path?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our master's students, most of our students are actually working professionals. They're already in the field of aging, already serving older adults and their families. We try to get some younger students. We do have a minor in gerontology at UNC-G, but it's a little hard to make aging sexy is usually what I say. There's a lot of ageism, unfortunately. And so people have a little bit of an assumption that the only thing about aging is a nursing home. But I like to remind people that 90% of people over the age of 65 live at home.
That's right.
So they're living great lives and they're living fulfilling lives. And so aging can be wonderful and positive.
And I guess I'm
compared
hopeful.
to the alternative.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I'm hopeful that more folks will see it as an opportunity. The folks that are just coming into the workforce have a long run where the number of older people is going to keep increasing. And so the needs are great, but the opportunity is great also.
Career opportunities are skyrocketing.
So hopefully that translates. My father was a professor of occupational education and trying to map out where jobs would be in the future and that sort of thing. And so when I think about this, I hear his voice in my head saying we've got to do a better job of getting people interested in that at an earlier point. Because one of the big problems with education is if you go to school and you pay the money and you do all that and then you come out and you don't have any place to go, or there's no demand for what you're doing. And I think that's a real opportunity within your field.
We're incredibly lucky in North Carolina. The state as a whole has a very comprehensive aging services network. So our students, when they graduate, they have lots of opportunity to work in government, work at the state level, work at the federal level. They can work in long-term care. They can work in social services. There's just a plethora of opportunities.
Right, and the skills that they're learning and the knowledge that they're gaining are applicable across all of that.
Yes, absolutely.
So a wide range of possibilities. What else do we need to know about the program or about what you're interested in? And from a research standpoint, we were talking briefly about some research that you did. Or what do you think let me ask it this way. What research is being done right now in gerontology that you're particularly interested in?
Yeah. My research is in regard to family caregivers. That's what I've been most passionate about, and it was really what prompted me to get my doctorate and kind of take me down this path. What I research is really family caregiver identity, and so that's how caregivers transition from, say, being a spouse or an adult child into the caregiver role, and how that might affect their ability to access services, because if they don't see themselves as a caregiver, they won't necessarily tap into the resources that are available for caregiving. So I love that. That's really what I'm passionate about. But UNC-G is actually doing some pretty incredible things in the kinesiology department. They have some great.
Which is that? Is that new?
No, kinesiology is
been established here for a
long time. But they're doing some great stuff about physical activity and brain health, and particularly dementia prevention. And our psychology department as well. They do a lot of really great things, and they have. Both kinesiology and psychology have open studies, and they're always looking for participants. So I try to promote that and support my colleagues.
Yeah. So if folks are more interested in the gerontology program here, I assume there's a different website for that. Just the UNCG and search for gerontology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, same here.
It's been very informative, and I appreciate it. The Emeritus Society is an incredible list of classes coming up for the fall, from rock and roll to jazz to U.S. World Fairs.
Pride and Prejudice. It's the 250th anniversary for Jane Austen.
Yeah, really interesting lineup of classes, and I'll just have to figure out how I'm going to get here to do all those. But anyway, thank you again.
Thank you.
Again, this is David Coster with Retirement Living Associates in the Retire Wise podcast. You can find us on YouTube and other social medias. Hope you check us out there.